Hello, this is Chris from the US Tech Channel and CricketUsers.com. Basically what I'm doing is reapplying a different ZAGG Invisible Shield. This is the front back normal Invisible Shield full body for the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. The original one that I had purchased was from Best Buy, and it looks like the only one they were selling was a smudge-proof version, which proved to be really bad in clarity, and the actual rainbow effect never went away. You could view it, especially when it's on a white background. You can tell, you can see pretty much all the colors of the rainbow inside of there. So the normal ZAGG Invisible Shield shouldn't have that problem. I'm going to go ahead and rip this off. Hopefully we'll be able to return this. I paid about $25 for this one and about $25 for the new one. So it does cost a lot when you have the retail packaging. The second one actually purchased at a kiosk inside of a mall, an actual ZAGG Invisible Shield kiosk. Go ahead and peel it off. Should be pretty clean under here. I did wash my hands, and I'm going to apply the application fluid to them so I don't leave any smudge marks. Has been on here for a few days. You can check when I originally did the other video. They do not suggest spraying the device, and normally I wouldn't either. However, if you're careful, I've never had any problems doing it. A lot of these devices are a little bit resistant when it comes to water. You can imagine a lot of people wind up getting rained on. So the retail version includes this, a squeegee, and a lint-free cloth. And the version they gave us was a little retail packaging when it comes to this, but they also gave us a full bottle of Invisible Shield fluid. It says, do not spray in eyes, do not swallow, and do not inhale. So it's not quite just water. We're going to go ahead and do the front shield first. This is the one, of course, that you have to pay the most detail to. It says to peel from this corner. I'm going to go ahead and spray fluid on it as well. Since I do spray a lot of fluid on these devices, I do try to squeegee everything away from any ports by squirting your fingers and cleaning your hands. You lessen the risk of transferring oil. You can see right here that this part is X'd out. You don't want that. It's where the home button is. Now I know on the iPad mini I had a lot of luck applying it by going from one side, or the long side. When you do put a lot of liquid down, you are creating some standoff distance between the Invisible Shield and the device, which allows you to kind of move everything around. Of course, I want it centered up on the home. I need the top speaker to be uncovered. Notification LED gets covered, but of course the front-facing camera remains uncovered, along with the proximity sensor. So it looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and squeegee it away from the center. It is a little bit more difficult for me to do this with the camera hovering directly above me. It's kind of hard to stay out of the frame. Of course, you don't want any part of this dangling over the edge, or it'll be likely that it will pry up a little bit. In the mini video, I showed you that you could apply a little heat when it actually runs a little long to shrink it back down. And of course you don't want anything in between the Invisible Shield and the surface. That'll ruin the clarity, obviously. When you actually get things in between those surfaces, the only luck I've had to remove them is to use a sharp object and kind of scrape it off. There is an adhesive underneath the screen protector. If you poke around there with your fingers, you're going to wind up ruining the clarity of the screen protector. I also think when you put some or a good amount of liquid on the screen protector, sometimes you flush out bits of dust with the liquid. Looks like I was able to get that piece out from right there. I don't know if you guys ever have problems. I'm not a professional installer. I don't know what kind of training would be given to a person that was doing this professionally. And I don't even want to know the criticisms they would receive for accidentally getting things in between the two surfaces. So there might be a rainbow effect in the beginning. Of course, once it dries out, it'll be a lot better. We did get the back cover as well. I'll put this on a surface that I don't think it will stick to. Go ahead and get to the back side. Of course, it does appear that this thing is completely drenched. The S3 doesn't have a unibody construction like some of the HTC and Motorola devices. Of course, you do benefit from this in the sense that you can use different aftermarket batteries to increase the life of the device. Now, the back has a lot more curves in it, and these are usually the situations where I would need a little heat. At least on the back side, you don't have to worry about being completely perfect as much as you do on the front side. Gotta line everything up around the stylus and the camera hole and the flash. When you do have this much liquid on it, you do have to hold it down a little bit more when you're using the squeegee. It'll have a greater tendency to move. Make sure you don't cover the speakerphone port. Make sure everything's down. If you have problems with the edges, go ahead and apply some light heat via something like a hairdryer or a heat gun. If it's a heat gun, please be sure you use a little bit more standoff distance because it is operating a lot hotter. So there you have it. There's a ZAGG InvisibleSHIELD full body coverage on a Samsung Galaxy Note 2. For more information about this and more, please visit my website, cricutusers.com. Like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channels. Thanks a lot. I have to pay for all this stuff on my own, so it really helps me out when you guys watch. Thanks.